name's Ben and I'm from Australia.
My name is E.T. man. I'm from Quebec.
I'm Jamie Cashback and I'm from London, UK.
My name's Jamie Cudmore. I'm from England.
What drew you guys to Whistler?
Look around. Well, the snow basically.
Just riding, have fun.
Bit of an adventure, I guess.
I've been since October, so it's around 7 months. But it looks like 3 months, man. Time goes so fast here. It's crazy, man.
I don't know. I've lost track of time. What day is it? Where am I?
So have you had any like favorite Whistler moments?
I don't remember, man.
Just every day in the mountain, yeah, and all the good times you don't remember.
There are quite a few, just obviously going out most nights, being with so many different people, meeting so many different friends from like so many different countries.
Hi there, I'm Dave and I'm here to welcome you to Whistler, one of the world's premier resorts. With over 10,000 full-time residents and 2 million yearly visitors, Whistler is no longer a quaint mountain town. Be it skiing or snowboarding, mountain biking, hiking, golfing, barbecuing at the lake, or partying in the village, there is truly something here for everyone. This film has been created to give you insights into the ups and downs of living in Whistler. Money is something that is always on people's mind when they first come to Whistler. Be prepared. And remember, if you come in the fall, it could be 1 or 2 months before you start getting a regular paycheck.
Definitely come down with money. You know, don't think you can come down here and make money, especially because dead season, which is probably from September to at least November, if not a bit of December, there's not very much work, there's not very much tourism, so you're not making much money. So you need to bring down as much money as you can to start off with.
Out here it's very expensive. It's an expensive lifestyle, but hey, you're on a resort and you just look around and the beauty's everywhere.
Half the month would go to your rent, so that was always good. And then the other half of the month you'd balance between food and going out to the bars or stuff like that, or even just buying new equipment or new jackets and things like that. So it was tight, but you know, you're doing what you loved, so it didn't really matter.
Whistler's a great place to come because there is a lot of support available. Basically all of us came here from somewhere else and we experienced the same challenges being away from family. So yeah, ask for help because there's no shame in that.
Finding accommodation can make or break your stay in Whistler. If you're lucky, you'll score housing through your job. Otherwise, our local newspapers, The Peak and The Question, will be your best friends. Once you have found a place to live, here's a few things to remember. Get it in writing. Know your rights. Choose your roommates wisely. Be ready to share space. And remember, most importantly, while you're in Whistler, no matter how long you're here, be respectful. It's your home.
If you look in the newspaper in September, there's like 4 pages of rental units. You come here in November and there's maybe 1 page of rental units. And in that time you get all the guys who operate like the big slum houses that are, you know, will try and house 20 guys in there. And they'll charge you $800 to share a room with 3 other people.
To be honest, there was a few that I saw that I was absolutely shocked at how much they were asking in terms of rent and what I got in return. I mean, I think one was, I would swear it was the guy's closet. I moved into staff accommodation, Whistler Backcomb staff accommodation, which of course is open to the public in the summer months. And it was great because it was a 2-bedroom sort of suite with a kitchen, and it was kind of like university living, so I was used to it. It was good.
The second there's a lease put in front of you, read it through and through, no matter what the landlord says, and ask every question you have. Because the second you sign the lease and it's taken away from you, there's really not much you can do. You know, if you ask a question after and it turns out that whatever it was on that lease, a condition they had that you didn't understand, but you signed anyways, could come back to really hurt you.
What resources did you use to try and find a house?
The Peak, the internet. Just notice boards, things like that, just word of mouth.
I wish I had known about the Whistler Housing Authority a bit earlier because they offer rental accommodations to people, but they also offer purchase options for people who are going to stay in the community for a while.
It's cool, man. There's a few rules, but no, it's cool, man. There's a lot of party there. There's a lot of people, like pretty much all of the employees of Whistler, of the NHRS are here.
Yeah, it's just good for a social thing. Cheap as well. That's what we need.
Too much party and not enough smarty makes it very difficult to get up and get fresh tracks or get to work on time. There's a lot more to Whistler than the inside of a bar. Have fun, but don't be a Whistler party casualty.
It's pretty hardcore, you know, in those early years, and I found that a real adjustment going from sort of one realm to the other realm, not just, you know, from one season to the next, but on a weekly basis. And I think that was the most challenging part, was being in Whistler and having homework or schoolwork to do, and my friends are all going out and, you know, finding a way to say, well, actually I'm going to stay in and I'm going to read, or, you know, going out and having a couple drinks and then coming home early and saying, I know I need to get up and feel good about it.
There's a lot of problems you can face with at the club. You kind of have to expect that, but it's a party town. Everyone just wants to have a good time, but there's a lot of people that go too far.
Don't overdo it. I mean, I know that sounds bad, but the thing is you need to know, because it's probably going to mess you up one night.
Hi, I'm Constable Morgan. On behalf of the Whistler RCMP, I'd like to welcome you to Whistler. Hope you have a good time, but I'd just like to remind you that open liquor in public does carry a fine of $100. That includes open liquor on beaches, parks, or in the village. Also, it is illegal to have marijuana in your possession, and that carries a fine and jail time upon conviction, which would also result in a criminal record. On behalf of the Whistler RCMP, we hope you enjoy your stay in Whistler. Be safe and have fun. Thanks.
Keep in mind that Whistler is home to many children and families. Not everyone's here to party. Be discreet and be aware of who's around you.
Becoming mayor wasn't a future that I envisioned when I came here, because when I came, really it was about skiing and partying, and that was my focus. At a certain point in time, I realized there were other things and moved on from that. I still love to dance, I still love to party, but it's all within a proper balance. And I just encourage you to look out for danger signs of going a little bit too far, because it's easy to get sucked into a vortex that's hard to climb out of.
As a newcomer to town, you think you know it all, but it's important not to forget that Whistler is a young community, and I guarantee that your boss, your supervisor, your coworker has probably been there and done exactly the same thing that you've done, so they're quite wise and they know what's going on, and you know, that's good too, because they also understand it.
Living in Whistler, you always have to be aware of the consequences of your actions, both on the hill and in the highly charged party atmosphere found in the valley.
The inherent risks of being in Whistler are, you know, the mountains themselves with the crevasses, the avalanches, the cliffs, you know, crazy people going down the runs at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and then you have the parties at night, and you can go out and party your face off, and you can go, you know, and meet all these different people, and then if you're careless, you know, things can happen if you're not wrapping it up and being properly, you know, protected when you're having fun. Anything can happen. It's whether it's in partying or whether you're on the hill.
Remember, there's plenty of good powder inbounds. People die in avalanches every year because they're inexperienced and they don't have the proper equipment. If you're gonna go out of bounds, take an avalanche course and get the right gear. Also, only travel with experienced partners. With much of Whistler's population being young and transient, the risk of contracting sexually transmitted infections rises dramatically.
Hi, my name is Juniper Gordon. I'm the public health nurse here in Whistler, and part of my job as the health nurse is I work in the SAFE clinic. So SAFE stands for Sexual Awareness for Everyone, and what it is it's a safe, confidential place where people can come and have STD testing done, so testing for sexually transmitted infections. It's located above the urgent care department, and we're located upstairs there. It's a cheaper alternative for people to come to get STD testing done or pap tests done. It's really important if you're coming here that you make sure you have a good health insurance, because if you aren't covered by your health insurance, it's going to cost you a lot of money.
I mean, make sure you think about your health care and that sort of thing when you come to town. I mean, don't wait until it's too late. I mean, I've had friends who have come, they're from abroad, they're from Australia, they don't think about their health care. Maybe they have an insurance plan, but they haven't really looked into it, Does it cover ski and snowboarding accidents? You know, does it cover bungee jumping? I mean, a lot of healthcare insurance policies don't, so don't go bungee jumping, or make sure you're covered before. I mean, you don't want to think about those things because you're having such a great time. But it's important that you do, because accidents do happen. You do get sick, you do get run down, and it may not even be you. I mean, somebody else may run into you on the mountain, or you might fall off your bike. I mean, who knows?
There's a lot of young kids coming to Whistler who want to be pros, either skiers or snowboarders, and these guys are just hucking themselves off the big jumps in the parks, off the cliffs, and off things like that. And my advice for them is if you're going to come here and you want to make a name for yourself, make sure you're ready. Be strong, work out, you know, don't go out without, you know, being in good shape, and be knowledgeable about where you're going, what you're going to do. Best thing is you could do avalanche courses. You go talk to the ski patrol. It's great to do little guiding courses and just read up on like avalanches and, you know, crevasses and glaciers. And I've lost 7 friends to avalanches myself, and it's really sad, and it's not where you want to be.
What happens if you get injured? Do you have health care?
No.
I don't think that far ahead.
Just like whatever. Like if you get hurt, you'll get hurt. You'll heal yourself and no problem, you know. Whatever it costs doesn't really matter. Worst comes to worst, you don't really need a few $100 to go back home and back to the healthcare over there.
My name's Will Pritchard, and I came to Whistler to ride my bike, but I can't ride my bike anymore. I'd never been riding in the park when it was wet from Ontario, and this whole West Coast rain sort of thing just got the better of me.
Did you have health insurance?
Well, the thing is I lived in Alberta and I didn't get Alberta healthcare, so I don't really know if I'll be covered.
So do you have a plan for if you don't?
I don't know, I'll just pay for it.
Whistler is a caring community, and it prides itself on providing a variety of resources for all its members.
A lot of people come to Whistler and party and have a good time, but they leave and they haven't really gotten a gist of what Whistler really is. There's a big community here, and there are a lot of people who came for a season and are still here like me 4 years later. I run a program called Luna that allows people to make these connections with other people and keep the community strong. It's focused to young people, and you know, you can do the same old partying every night, but this Luna program offers you a break from that. And so we have nighttime activities that are at the same time as the bar, but they're alcohol free. We run a pool party at the beginning of every season. We do sumo wrestling and have BMX demos and skate nights and all kinds of stuff. It's definitely worth checking out and looking for those alternatives because they exist in Whistler.
Luna!
Luna.
Luna! Luna to the Moona! I like Luna, I'm from Moona!
Follow the moon, you'll find Luna. Things like Whistler Welcome Week and just reading the Peak and finding out what sort of support is there for us. I think the best way to get involved with the community is to volunteer with one of the different groups. Like I said, the museum, the Arts Council, Big Brothers and Sisters, Zero Ceiling, any of the sports groups. I mean, there's so many different community organizations. Even if you can volunteer a couple hours a week, I think that sort of commitment comes back to you tenfold over, not only in the social support network that you get out of that, but through the contacts that might lead to a job or a house or a great friendship or something like that.
I recommend you start with the Whistler Community Services Society, and they can put you in touch with others. The Whistler Chamber can help with job hunting. The RMOW, the Resort Municipality of Whistler, all kinds and sorts of resources for you out there. Start with the Whistler Community Services Society.
No matter how long your stay, we want you to be successful. So do your research, be prepared, and have fun. Whistler, here to help you live the dream.